I'd rather do the clothes and then for people to sort of intellectualise them. I agree with Karl Lagerfeld when he says designers shouldn't speak.
Gareth Pugh decided to show his new collection on video rather than on the catwalk, and curiously enough, all that technology unleashed something utterly primordial in his clothes. How would you describe his aesthetic?
Dark euphoria.
It can take you up, it can take you down.
Well, I think it's definitely an all-encompassing experience.
Why did you invert the Gareth Pugh triangle?
There's a certain air of change. A lot of people are kind of worried about the future, but I think it's a good time for creativity.
It gave you a completely different vibe about his clothes. You know, before the clothes looked very aggressive, and then suddenly when you see it on the video, they didn't look aggressive, they looked protective. It was a bit of a revelation.
If in the past the femininity has been quite hard, here it softened a lot.
There's a lot of images in the film that could be very elegant and chic, and that's not necessarily something, it's something that I can do, it's not necessarily something that people know me for.
You get a very linear movement on a catwalk show where the model passes in front of you, kind of strutting her stuff. This is more about fashion shoot, where the model could create shapes with the clothes that you wouldn't be able to create those kind of shapes by walking past the front row.
Sometimes you want them to have their jacket blown up and then their figure being made up by ink spillage or whatever.
The show, in a way, is always just an image feast. And I think this was very successful as an image feast. And when you realize that it probably cost a fraction of whatever the $100,000 it would cost to put on a show, I think it's really smart.
It showed on time. We're in, we're out, and you can go make an appointment at the showroom. I think it's perfect. I think it's the future.
What was really interesting was how much people really paid attention from beginning right to the end of this in a way where they were absolutely fixed on the image that Gareth wanted to create. And I think that that's what made it very powerful. It was a moment, I think, for Paris Fashion Week.